Judgment Day +2. The robots have completely taken over. The entire western seaboard is blacked out. If you're hearing this, you are the resistance. What's up, everybody? Here we are in the dark with some candlelight. I thought I'd make it romantic today. Actually, there's a huge blackout affecting a lot of places in the Pacific Northwest. We've been battered by a huge windstorm today. So got no power, but I'm running off my battery here, so hopefully it doesn't die while I'm making this. I wanted to make a quick video today because a friend of mine got ripped off recently, so I wanted to address to be careful who you trust on Amazon, specifically in Facebook groups devoted to Amazon FBA. My friend got completely screwed by a possibly a fake freight forwarder. We're not actually sure. Might have been a real freight forwarder that's just trying to rip her off. What happened was it's a very common scam in Facebook groups for Amazon FBA. People frequently ask, hey, anybody got any recommendations for a good freight forwarder? And someone will come along and say, yes, this person from this freight forwarding company. But it's not a genuine referral. It's actually either an associate or just another account of the freight forwarder themselves. So they dupe unknowing people, usually newer people, into giving them their stock, and then they hold it for ransom. So that's exactly what happened to my friend. She posted in a group. She was having difficulty with a freight forwarder. One of the freight forwarders that I know that's actually a good freight forwarder. She was having some issues with him, so she decided to ask around, and sure enough, it was some scumbag, scammy, fake freight forwarder that either had their friend or just had their other account recommend her to their service, and they picked up her stock from her supplier in China. These people are always based in China. Anyway, long story short, her entire inventory for her first order is now being held hostage in a Hong Kong warehouse. They won't release it until she pays them $600 US. That's just to release her stock back to her supplier. So obviously these guys aren't in the business of getting your stock to you. They may do that. They the company in question is called the How Long Forwarding, I think. I'll put it in the description. I'll verify it with her and put it in the description. But they may be a real freight forwarder. From what I've heard from my forwarder, they are, but they're complete rip-off artists. Like, even if they do deliver your stock, they will charge you an arm and a leg for it. So, but I think their main business, their main revenue stream is by ransoming people's stock and getting them to pay for it to be released back to their supplier. And then they still have to pay for it to get it shipped to the States. So it's a complete disaster, a complete nightmare for her first order. Like, I can't even imagine. Like, a lot of people would give up after this. Thankfully, she's more strong-willed, so she's going to continue. But a lot of people would be completely put off. So that's the main thing to watch out for. Never ask in a group. I mean, there's nothing wrong with asking in a group a recommendation for a freight forwarder, but be very careful who the people are that are giving you the recommendations. Like, don't go into a new group and make that your first post. Join a group early on in your Amazon journey so that by the time you get to the point where you're trying to ship your items, you know some people in the group, you have some people that you can trust, and make sure that those people, the people that you're listening to, are people who are tenured sellers, or at least people who you've seen, that they're making some money and they haven't been giving a bunch of questionable advice. This video isn't just limited to these scammer fake freight forwarders. You need to be careful of who you're taking advice from, just in general, in life in general, but especially in the Amazon FBA Facebook groups, because so many people, and I've even been guilty of this myself back when I was a noob, so many noobs want to feel like they're contributing to the group. They're not doing it for
malicious intent, but they're giving horrible advice about things they don't know. I wouldn't say that I was ever guilty of that, but I was giving advice about things that I wasn't 100% sure on yet, which, I realized pretty quickly that was not a good thing to be doing. That's not actually helping anyone when you're giving advice about something that you're not 100% sure on. So, if you do give advice to someone that isn't you're not fully clear on, make sure you let them know, hey, this is my experience, or this is what I have heard. Don't say it like it's God's gospel. And that's what so many of these new sellers are doing. So be really careful about who you're listening to. I've seen some terrible advice from people, like when you're running out of stock, double your price so you don't run out of stock. That is absolutely ridiculous and stupid. Never do anything to slow your sales velocity. Run out of stock naturally. Run out of stock as quick as you can, because that's going to be that's going to be a plus on your sales velocity, which is the most important thing for getting ranked highly in search results. So run out of stock, but just close your listing as soon as you do. Stuff like that. There's so many other examples of terrible stuff, like buying reviews, people telling you to just go to these fake review services and pay them money to basically ruin your listing. And then you see the same people a couple of days later posting, hey, my listing got taken down because I used this service. And just a few days ago, they were acting like they were some big shot, seller that has all the information in the world. Only listen to people who you either trust because of the past advice that they've given you that has proven to be good, people that have, proven that they're tenured sellers, or people that have proven that they've done well on Amazon, people whose numbers you've seen. So that's about it for today. That's all I really wanted to talk about. I wanted to warn you, if you don't know about these fake scammer freight forwarders, to watch out for them. Just in general, be very careful in business in general, but especially with Amazon FBA. Be careful who you trust, because there is a lot of bad information, and there are a lot of people out there who, either for malicious reasons or for innocent reasons, they want to appear like they have more knowledge than they do. So be extremely cautious when you're listening to people. So that's about it for today. Leave a like if you found this video helpful. Share it with your friends who sell on Amazon. Share it in your, via private message with your Amazon Facebook friends. Don't go blasting it in groups, but, get the word out if you can, because it's very hard to grow on YouTube these days. And leave a comment. So that's about it. What the hell was that? Oh, shit. Oh, my God, you guys. It's the Amazon robots. They're coming for me. Viva la resistance! Skynet, cut the feed!